videos. Yeah, I'm waiting for my dog to freak out again. What else is new? Oh, good lord. Is it working yet? I hear you, Mama. I hear you. Usually I do these videos left and right, but now I thought some stuff I'd like to talk off the top of my head here. Evening, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived? Or are we getting yelled at by a dog in our midst? There will be times I will be pulling the headset off to deal probably with the pain in the butt in my life. We'll talk about dogs. We'll talk about other things that are happening. Uh, and then we'll talk more about dogs and life and everything else. See, I don't search a specific topic. I did videos. I'm loading them up right now. And I've got my own stress case, 20-year-old old lady who's driving me nuts right now. While working on videos at this point and not doing every netiquette thing. Okay, this is one of those times. Give me a second. Oh, you're fussing. Yeah, guess what? Get the public spotlight, dog. Oh. World meet pain in the ass. Pain in the ass meet world. Yeah, shut up. You know what's stressing like crazy. Said before, dogs, trash bag, and more dogs. Usually I do the videos like crazy and get them sent out when I can. And yeah, you'd notice past, well, actually recent videos, I've been doing the blackened ones, darkened because I got Christmas lights, and I have to keep her calm and sedated. That's my dog for you. So if you happen to see anything special effects like things crawling about, falling about, or maybe crawling across the camera, do not freak out. This is a bug war happening. Yes, I have boxes, and I'm waiting for spring in a couple of days to get this particular place somewhat in control. Some of the other things I have to talk about. But this is my life. This is what's going on. There was a guy out there, somewhere in Brazil. What's going on, Ian? There's also another gentleman. I was hoping maybe he'd make the limelight, but probably not. So I probably won't type as fast or as much here, but we'll do our best. There's Artist in Recovery / Sterile P. So if you happen to caught on to the live stream, it's probably one of the rare existence in your life, dude. Because right now I'm dealing with literally a handful. You try doing this thing. Okay, so my video is what I was trying to explain, not besides just taking care of Madam Plus budget here. A lot of things are happening at a quick pace that's scaring the crap out of us. I'm going to throw up the PBS stuff. How many of us, you can probably comment one way or another, have watched PBS, public broadcasting stations, watched any children's shows when you were growing up, and noticing that your education level had gotten a little bit better? Now, I know they had some cutesy things over the past 20 years, but for us old timers, us old boomers, they called us, we grew up with Romper Room. We grew up with the stages of Sesame Street and the emergence of the Muppet Show on the network. We grew up under Jim Henson. We grew up under politics that we had watched on a McNeil Lehrer show. We grew up with science. Bill Nye, the Science Guy. Shout out to him. We also grew up under Nova and all its wonders of sciences on different many levels. If we were getting cultured enough, we were watching British shows, usually GBH, or something like that. So I'm not out in Boston or Chicago, one of the two majors out there. And I remember those guys because they would come out with the documentaries. They would come out with the specials. They would also come out, if I'm not mistaken, what was it, Thames One, BBC, coming out with their own shows. So PBS was, they were washed with a lot of varieties. Get the information from overseas, would show it on there. We even show out the cartoons of Speed Racer, Japanese animation, and not just on network, just on PBS and our local stations. We watch out the cartoon of Gigantor, Gigantor. And Gigantor was a space age robot controlled by a kid with a box machine. It looks like it was an arcade box with a handle. It just moved it around a little bit. Electricity would come out of it, and Gigantor would come out and start beating up on things and people. Usually bad guys. It's like watching some of those Japanese monsters actually on the local stations, if you were watching them. Oh, Godzilla, Rodan, Camera, Voyage into Beyond, they called it, or something like that. Giant robot with Johnny Sucko. Yeah, I remember the English versions of them. They showed about a 2-hour movie, chopped up like crazy because of the series that they actually had. So we never saw that. PBS sometimes would show shows like that. They would also show when back in the 90s when you were really getting into history. Ken Burns would come out with the specials. Come out with cool music on there too. Did jazz. He did Civil War. Music would be haunting. He would do bad big bands. He would do stuff. And it would drive people crazy. Not to mention PBS would be doing the Kennedy Center. Right now, Kennedy Center is no more. It's the Trump Center now. A long time ago, they had musicals. I remember back in the 90s, I think, Angela Lansbury, and there was another gentleman who did the Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd. The story of Sweeney Todd. Of course, you can watch the clips out there online. They've done remakes of it. But nothing could have accounted for Angela Lansbury and her singing and the guy who did Sweeney Todd. And the revolving stage that they had. So yeah, I'd watch stage plays. I'd watch British shows when they came out. Comedy, dramas. British actually had their own channel coming on and everybody else would be tuning on the thing. But masterpiece theater, great performances, mystery. It just wasn't political. It was international. It was international. And yes, when you had the McNeil Lehrer Hour and you also had the PBS News Hour on there, and they're talking about things. They were talking about ideas, ideologies. So no, they were talking about actual news stories happening out there. They're always constantly accused by the Republican Party of being too liberal, which is the dirty word these days. And if I'm going to throw out something of a dirty word, Nazism. There was a joke being spread about on the YouTube, and there were clips concerning about Fox News laughing and joking about the term Nazi because they were called Nazis. So now they think it's the appropriate term equated with the other term that a lot of people still consider it to be vulgar, but then the other people would not because you use it on a constant basis. And so we had for a few centuries until we decided it was enough. But no, not this time. Not this time. So right now we don't know whether or not the Senate actually approved, but they had a lot of arguments concerning about if PBS is going to live or not, along with foreign aid, Corporation for Public Broadcasting. They depended upon for decades funding from the general public. It wasn't all that much. Way less than the Pentagon bill, way less than running the damn White House. But they expanded a lot of programs. Granted, other special programs, cartoons, comics, of cartoon figures, artistic expressions. Some people thought they were pretty damn gross because they're too liberal, too wokeism. As in, wokeism is a dirty word these days. I have tried to research this, whatever the word was. Somebody came out with the damn thing, and I never could figure it out. Take out the ism, and what do you have? Woke. Okay, so what does woke mean? Put a letter in front of it like A, and you woke. Put it into a sentence. Awoke from a nap. You wakened from a nap. You had your body come out of the sleep state into consciousness. But this political crap is all a freaking head game for the past decade and a half or more. So I really don't understand what their major melt. I really don't. It's also been reported, thank God, that we actually had 2,000 National Guards leave LA to be redeployed and redesigned. Yeah, maybe they got the border detail and maybe they got fire detail because we've already got Riverside going out of control again with fire. It's the season, boys and girls, but for us, it's 24/7 on that one. And something that freaked me out, pissed me off, is American soldiers picked up by ICE agents, threatened, detained, harangued, and they're coming out with CP was worse than PTSD. It's complex PTSD now. I know I'm not a doctor, but I got my own damn PTSD. Thank you very much. And looking at some of the diagnoses that they got out there, yeah, it kind of matches up with these guys because they look like they're shell shocked. There's one vet that they got out from Camarillo when the ICE agents did a raid out there. MSNBC did a interview with him. You could see the shock in him. He didn't want to be on camera, but he wants to put his story out there, but he can't put it into words. So we have to fill in the blanks on this guy. He was picked up trying to do his job. He was a former vet, U.S. military, which meant he was put through the test. He was done security screenings to prove he was American citizen enough or naturalized or something that the United States had accepted when they put his, when they put him into a uniform for him to do his duty for a short time or a long time, however he was out there. I don't know his history, but he did his job. He comes home, he's doing security work at a farm. Something easygoing and something would be less stressful for him and his family. And what happens? We get ICE agents over there storming the place. And yes, we had protesters over there too. And this poor guy who wants to do his job, he's trying to tell these people, look, I'm an American. I'm a soldier. Come on. I got paperwork. And these guys are totally belligerent and unprofessional. One group's telling him, stay in the car, get the hell out of here. The other one says, no, get out of the car, get out of the car. Eventually, they dragged his ass out of the car, threw his ass in another van, and 3 days detention. Comes back shell shocked. And now he can barely tell his story to the world on this one. But he's telling a story about what kind of bullshit it is. An American soldier, guys. This is from a government that's trying to take away your birthright citizenship one way or another. It's trying to destroy the U.S. Constitution. And before somebody can try to tell me if I'm an actual worship nut for the thing, no. But this was programmed into me since birth, apparently. That I have to be patriotic to my country and to the documents that mean so much about life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and not to mention justice, laws, and everything else we're supposed to be holding dear. And unfortunately, in our generation, in our century right now, that's going away. Freedom of speech, freedom of protest, going away because the ruling party doesn't want it except for them. Basically, smacks of elitism, and if anybody's remembered political science 101 somewhere in there. I am for the Constitution. Yes, I am a constitutionalist. I may not remember every damn word. It's like people trying to remember the Bible and trying to use the Bible as their justification for ruining people's lives and saying this is what Christ would have wanted. Well, if they were so much a expert in the Bible, can they tell me what section in the Be Happy Attitudes when Christ was doing the Sermon on the Mount, where we're supposed to be hating our neighbors, cheating on a friend, doing it in the name of heaven, and we'll be justified in the end. Yes, to throw in a musical line in there. Because back in the 70s, the movie Billy Jack threw out that song. 110 Soldier right away. Anybody research this, or am I actually an old timer, an old boomer at this crap? That I remember this crap, and it's nuts because the stuff I'm remembering, I'm trying to bring out in video. I'm trying to load up as much audio recordings as I can because once it's my turn for the final pathway, okay, basically, I'm going to die eventually. But at least I want to leave a beloved legacy, emotional and something of a memory lifeboat that talks about my life and what things are going on. Because YouTube will tell you some of the history of everyone else's opinions of what things are. Yeah, and this is mine, but I'm not making a damn dime of it either. So, getting back to birthright citizenship and people denying you freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom, period. But we're doing it for national security. So, we're going to put you all away in security bins. We're going to keep you locked up for your safety and security. We're going to put you in an alligator Alcatraz where the land is federally protected. It's a state area, and yet for the state to use it as a concept surrounded by wildlife, and this is acceptable in the Florida Panhandle. This is accepted in the Everglades, where it's hot as hell, cold as hell at night, and you've got dangerous creatures. And yet you're supposed to lock them up in cages that doesn't have enough restrooms, or you're pumping out water out of the tank for drinking. And the food sucks. But this is supposed to discourage immigration. So this is telling you, the world at this point, the United Nations doesn't want your ass here. Actually, let me reverse that one. I'm telling the United Nations and the world, according to the Trumplicant thinking at this point that we have, don't come. Do not be a visitor. Do not even be a tourist. We will throw your ugly ass, visa or not, into a jail cell for the fun of it. No due process. And then we'll pitch your ass either back to your host country or somewhere else, mostly inhospitable. And we get to do this to our own people as well. We are a friendly nation. So please piss us off so we can dump you in the sewers somewhere. And there still will be alligators in there because if not, we'll put them in there. This is the thought that we have from Trumplicants who follow Trump to the letter, apparently, who got the spirit of his malfeasance going on. For whatever they grew up under, this is all culminated in this particular realm of hell for everybody, including all you in the United States and everybody else in the world. But the one thing I kept trying to say on my videos, we have never accepted accountability, transparency, or responsibility. We have never apologized. I've been sending apology letters out there on video, out there for people to watch. I've been trying to apologize to the world leaders. They know better than I do. They're probably more sympathetic about it. And I'm trying to tell you guys, we were dumb enough to make this kind of damn decision. Under a populist vote, he wouldn't have gotten in. But he got under the Electoral College. He got in. Now we got to deal with it. Now he's trying to screw up Texas to the point where every little area is going to be gerrymandered. It's going to be having more and more seats so they can retain more and more voting power when the midterms comes. Try that one. Illegal as hell. They don't care. The book of law is burned, baby. And the courts belong to the Trumplicans. And if you don't like it, screw you. Basically, they're telling the world, we're telling you what the United States is going to do, and for you. Because this is the land of Trump. Don't you know that? Don't you understand it? We follow because we're a Christian nation. This is what Jesus Christ would do for us in the first place. We love you so much. We're going to bury you alive in one of these Alcatrazes out here. We're going to toss you over the damn border and not give two shits about it. We're going to send you to another faraway country that's even worse than what we've got right now. All because we can do that. This has got to be the year of hell for us. For every damn citizen in the United States doesn't even realize just how close to a living hell we've gotten ourselves into. All we need is the fire pits and we'll be fine. But try this one. If you're from Canada and you're doing more campfires, about thousands of acres at a time, do not send your smoke over to us. You're ruining our summer, according to several congresspeople who sent over a letter some time ago to the Canadian Prime Minister and told him, stop sending over your damn fire over to us. I'm putting it bluntly that way. Yes. Should we talk about dogs? I'm not looking for a targeted audience. I'm just trying to tell the shit that's on my head right now, and also on my arm, who's fussing like crazy. You guys have seen her on my many videos. This is the mama's dog. She's a 20-year-old Chihuahua. Part Dachshund, part Chihuahua. Chihuahua, actually. And total fuss budget. Can't see, can't hear. Well, actually, she barely sees anyway. But she knows how stressed out I can be because she is stressing herself out, and me too. And during this time of night is when she's up, driving me crazy, and I don't get to sleep until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Should we talk about this dog while I put her down and she's going to be yelling her head off? You asked for it. You did. Yeah, tell me something I don't already know, Mama. Check the pause. Yeah, well, you are stressing me out, so you're going back into the bedroom and you're going to be yelling your head off and you're going to be twirling around and you're going to be freaking out like crazy. Why? Because that's what you do. I had to cancel out a vet appointment because of Friday. Friday was the day I was supposed to be taking her out for look checked out by an animal doctor. Last time I put her out over to an animal doctor, she didn't give any indication that she was ready to go yet. She's still stubborn as hell. Somebody gave me a comment when I posted something about that online. Something about a mercy killing. Bite me on that one. I've gone through too many dogs in my lifetime. I'm 59 years old. I've seen too many go under. And a lot of them, unfortunately, had to. and not when they're at a point where they still got life, limb, and they're still walking around and fussing and fuming around, and able to run and tromp around here. She's not ready to go, and I'm not ready to let her go. But even if she was ready to go, the hardest damn thing to be is an owner feeling the life of an animal pass away in front of you. I've been it too many times at a vet, but animals died in my arms when I tried to get them over to the vet fast. And it hurt like hell. It's at this time of night, she freaks, she goes nuts, and she wants to run around. That's why the lights are on. The bugs hate it, and I don't give a rat's butt about it. Friday's coming up where I get to deal with these schmucks. Friday's where I get to deal with these schmucks. Things happen. And I have to deal with it, don't I? Yeah, I do. I will deal with her and her insanity. Right now, that's what she's doing. She's whining to me because she wants me to either play with her or put her to sleep in the bedroom. And she can't stand the darkness of the bedroom. Well, that's okay because I'm trying to keep the power down as much as I can on some occasions. The bells are getting that way. Addison. Kind of sexy, isn't it? As I said before, talking about Trump, I talk about dogs, and I talk about dogs with him. So, earlier today, I was trying to write some stuff down, what I was going to be talking about anyway. It's old news, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Said before, she wants you're back in the spotlight again, woman. Yeah, you are. Okay, I'm going to start up with Israel. Israel's been at it again. They're going after Damascus, Syria. Apparently, they're having issues with wars in the Middle East. They can't seem to calm themselves down. If they can't war with themselves and with the West Bank and Gaza, they'll war with Syria, Lebanon, Iran. And Netanyahu just wants to have a pain in the ass day where he's a tough guy. He's saying he's doing it for national security. He's got a frickin' screw loose. So Netanyahu of Israel, I hope to God I don't touch your lands. I hope I don't touch your homeland. Because if you're still there, I don't want to have anything to deal with you, nut job. You're causing too much fear and panic and hell like that. Of course, you're going to be blaming Hamas for the damn shit. And yeah, it was tragic what the hell happened. It still is. But destroying Gaza, bad move. You're going to be asking me if I'm a Palestinian supporter. I don't like genocide. And that's what I was watching, genocide. And unfortunately, the United States was supplying it. But then we had Iran and Israel going to tit for tat. So unfortunately, because of the treaty we still have with Israel, one way or another, we have to support them with artillery. But now Trump's screwing that damn thing up because he wants us to supply the weapons, but he's billing NATO for it, and NATO's got to reimburse us for it. This is a man who wants to create deal and create peace, and he wants a Nobel Peace Prize by creating more war for everybody. The the irony about the Nobel Peace Prize is Nobel invented dynamite. And he saw the potential and scared the hell out of him. So he tried to create the Nobel Peace Prize. Whoever was coming up with solutions to create peace one way or another, and he would award it. He and future generations would be continuing this practice. So now Trump wants his Nobel Peace Prize. because he bombed the shit out of Iran. He supplied weapons. And he just loves chaos and confusion. And he wants what he wants. It gets to the point where it's been suggested and talked about that the FIFA organization is corrupt. And they gave the players a fake medal or a fake trophy. The real one is in the White House, stolen by the White House and by Trump. Or actually, probably given to Trump by the FIFA organization because it's gold and shiny. He was trying to get attention for himself just by being at a ceremony. They had to Photoshop the guy. They couldn't drag his ass. They photoshopped him out. Because the country and the team who won didn't want to share the limelight with a lunatic. But he wasn't going to have it. He wants what he wants. He's not getting a Nobel Peace Prize. He doesn't deserve it. Not one damn bit. He deserves the Hague, but that's about it. That's what he deserves. Okay, so what am I? Redistricting our Texas already talked about that one. Try this one. Okay, so we've been complaining for weeks and about months about our weather systems, about Doge chopping up, courtesy of Elon Musk and Donald Trump, of our government infrastructure that we depend upon for life support and repairs and a lot of things that we depend upon it. There's so many I can't even think of at the top of my head. Well, one of them is the National Weather Service and National Oceanographic Atmospheric Administration. These guys are trying to protect and save us by keeping track of the weather constantly, 25/8, if I'm going to say it that way. But because of the budget curtails we've had and Trump in office, he's shutting off services left and right. He's allowing Doge to slash people's jobs. That we no longer have the safety and security of the weather system, of the weather service, to keep us alert and aware of what Mother Nature is throwing at us. And she's pissed as hell. And I don't blame her. Even Guy is pissed as hell. Guy is not throwing enough at us yet. Which brings me to FEMA as well. FEMA is going to be gutted regardless because Trump wants it that way. Trump and his followers want FEMA gutted. So basically, you guys are going to be stuck with your state's emergency services and how much funding you've got left. Now, the bitch of it is here, guys, if we're going to get political in this damn shit, some of the blue states that are making enough capital at this point over here, they're sharing it with the rest of the country. We're sharing it with taxes and funding. And we're keeping you guys somewhat safe for weather prediction and disaster recovery. Famous for disaster recovery. Guys, remember what happened back in the 90s, actually the early 2000s when Katrina rolled by? And what did W. Bush screwed up with? He screwed up with a guy who didn't know his a hot rock running FEMA or emergency services to get things going over Katrina. And it was weeks of disaster for city of New Orleans. Very complete. So basically, Trump wants that shit all over again, and so does the Trumplicans. But we got disasters happening like crazy, and they want the money out of our public pockets to give to the billionaires and to their own selves in Congress. They don't care. Midterms are coming up, guys. Our decision is right now. Do you want the same shit going on, and you still think Trump's going to save your soul, save this country? We're going to hell, guys. We voted the shit in for some dumbass reason. We made that decision in November 2024. So what's the major malfunction this time? You still want it to continue? You want the country to fall apart? Be my guest. But then again, you got to own up to it. You got to own it. You got to tell the world that you fucked everybody else because you made the choice of putting this son of a bitch back in office. I didn't. I tried to say, like everybody else said, Trump's bad news. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And because of his bully boys in there, and because of what Trump said in his campaign, that he's going to be a tyrant on day one. He wasn't shitting us. He made so many damn promises, we bought his bullshit. Egg prices are going down. Grocery prices are going up. There'll be peace. He'll be doing things on day one. What did he do? He went golfing. He complains that the other presidents golf too much. This guy golfs. He did that in first term and now his second term. But this is what's happening, guys. This is what's happening right now. This is what we're dealing with. I have held back several videos, held back my anger, my frustration, because I know one way or another it will be biting me in the ass on this one. If I happen to say the wrong thing, I'm going to be targeted by the Trumps. Well, bring it on. I'm not monetized. I don't have that many followers. I don't have that many people watching me. If I'm lucky, there's going to be maybe one or two watching this damn thing. But if not, it's just going to be a quiet live chat just with myself throwing this shit out, and not many people will be watching it. And by the time they do, I'm already long gone somewhere else or taking care of this dog left and right. We have a world that's driving itself into insanity right now. We've got world wars building up right now. I have been afraid since day one about all these conflicts coming to head one way or another. It's bad enough our country is tearing ourselves apart. You hear the whine of a dog. You hear the whine of my dog. She wants what she wants, and she doesn't care. And she's afraid because she can't see, she can't hear, and she needs constant reassurance. Use this as a metaphor, guys. Use this video as a metaphor, one way or another. Use my videos as a metaphor if you need to. I'm doing 24/7, locked up, dealing with this dog. I'm dealing with a constant bug war. I still got to get there's no handle on these bastards. Nighttime, they're worse. During the daytime, they can't stand it. But with the lighting, it keeps them away. Which means I get to chew up on the power of the Edison at this point. And this sucks. But, this sucks. I have to deal with that. And you also notice that the cardboard I've got actually had no King's Day. That wasn't made in error either. See, it's not the ruler that you have to watch out for. It's the little sheriffs running their fiefdoms. And that's what we have in the kingdom of the Trumplet. It's not the mad king we're dealing with. It's the sheriffs that you have to deal with. Miller and his ilk. I'm hoping and praying that midterms come that the Democrats will turn things over. I have to have hope on this one because my gut is still giving me hell at this point that there's not enough milk in the world to satisfy the acid reflux I've got in there. Yes, I am afraid. So the Trumps can say, yay, he's afraid. Yeah, but I'm not leaving the damn country. I'm an American citizen, assholes. I don't prescribe to the Trumplican thinking or following. I fall on my own. I deal with my own. If I happen to pass away in this particular place, well, I know two souls will be going over to heaven. At least hope so. But I know there's a highway for hell for the rest of us out here. This is not meaning I'm planning on doing a voluntary. No, I'm saying if. I win. There's a lot of things I'd like to do, but for right now, I can't. And is that all right? I don't know. You tell me. So if you guys looked at my title, test run on my channel, it'll work. I'm around. I'll change that around if I have to. Just to make sure I've got something catchy on there, or just run it just as is. I've said what I've said. I've said what I've said. This is stressing me out a great deal. Dealing with my dog is a constant stressor. And yes, to give status on me, yes, I am disabled. Back and neck still give me shit. I got I got PTSD giving me shit on a constant basis. I got neuropathy. So I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with a cockroach war here, past year or two. Finally, the bug guys are coming out to do some spraying, which I got to get this place going. Positive note, which is turning into a sour note at this point. I can thank the Trumplican Party for destroying the Department of Education. For some of us who are actually still in the pathway to graduating, like I am, you guys been following my videos, you know what the hell's going on with me. I've been trying to better myself, to correct some stuff I did and screwed up a long time ago after high school. But I've done a hell of a job over the past decade trying to take it easy on me. This time I got online. I'm doing it because I got to take care of she who must be obeyed. She may be a pain in the ass to a lot of people. To me, she is my pain in the ass. She is my pain in the ass. She's my bear. She's the burdened. She is my family. She's my family. And that being said, guys, I got to put this dog and myself to bed because I got to get some freaking sleep. You try being a caregiver to a dog 24/7. There's no such thing as 6 to 8 hours anymore. A cat nap here, a cat nap there, a cat nap there. That's what I have to do. I'll do my videos after this. Let you guys know what's going on. Probably another darkened video. But I had to get this shit off my chest. So if you happen to watch the stream, oh my God, what's wrong with you?